What's up guys, how you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to a new episode of FUT History. I just want to say a massive thank you for the support on the first episode. Really appreciate it, and I'm glad that you enjoy a little trip down memory lane and some lovely nostalgia. Now, what I would ask for you guys today is if you could hit that thumbs up button, that would be amazing, and of course don't forget to share this with your friends. So today I'm going to be talking about FIFA 10. That is the next one, of course, in the cycle, and FIFA 10 Ultimate Team was the next installment of, the ever popular game mode within the series. It cost actually £4 for the DLC, or around that cost anyway. So this wasn't a free-to-play DLC. You actually had to physically put a little bit of money in if you wanted to play Ultimate Team, which I imagine would have limited the player base somewhat. But then again, £4 isn't a huge amount. It's like 10% of what the game actually cost. So I'm sure there were enough players on the game to make it fairly substantial. So this updated version of FUT from the previous year recognised that players who had played the previous game and offered them a couple of gold packs for their loyalty. That's something that we're, fairly used to seeing nowadays as well, and actually gave people an established date for when the club, or from their FUT club, was actually founded. So, like FUT Founder, for example, and, what we get nowadays of established February 2018 if you made an account this month on FIFA 18. So getting on into actual FIFA 10 Ultimate Team, there were some major changes made to the game mode that included the ability for the user, us, to actually be able to store unlimited amounts of players in the club, rather than only being allowed a set amount of players on the roster, which is what was happening in FIFA 09. This would of course lead to users having multiple teams and would start what we know nowadays as sort of hybrid squad building. Obviously the game needed a slightly different chemistry system to aid for this creativity and actually truly allow users to create their ultimate team or multiple ultimate teams. So in comes the chemistry lines that we're pretty familiar with today. And of course, players still had the formation area and the position setting on the card itself, which you could change to suit your squad, using consumables. And of course, it was the real first time where different player positions linked to different players. So not only did you have that individual player chemistry where you needed to get them in the right position and formation, but they linked to other players. So nations, leagues, all of that stuff. But, more importantly, you get a striker linking up to a left mid. So the attack linking to the midfield. The midfield is basically linked to everyone, right? You get a centre mid, he is likely to link to a striker, to a wide midfielder, to a defender. So that was the first time that came into play. And of course, we've got the little chemistry dots underneath the players. Okay, moving on. Packs on FIFA 10 Ultimate Team had two major changes from those on FIFA 09. FIFA 09, we literally just had, bronze, silver, gold pack, where the gold pack was 5,000 coins. Premium packs were added on FIFA 10 Ultimate Team to the bronze, silver and gold categories. So these are like the 7.5k packs in the gold category that we're familiar with nowadays. Also, the other major change is that we saw the introduction of users being able to actually use real world money to buy packs. And this would speed up the grind, so players could actually achieve their ultimate team faster, and those with some spare disposable income could actually buy packs with Microsoft points, or, the similar on PlayStation, whatever it was, and you could buy packs that way as well, so that it wasn't just playing games or being a good trader or something like that was the only way to allow you to get more coins and get more packs. Moving on to gameplay then, the only real changes to gameplay for FUT 10 were the criteria set for the 36 available tournaments on the game. Again, those were offline and online. And what I mean by different criteria is that sometimes you would have to change your team to meet a specific set of requirements. You could have a bronze tournament, a silver tournament, or a gold tournament, or whatever like that. So you wouldn't be able to use your fully gold team in the silver tournament. You would need to have a separate team for that. They're not really there anymore, but I think the reason for that is because FIFA now moves more towards the competitive scene, and people aren't going to be using silvers in competitive, right? Everyone seems to be much more competitive on FIFA nowadays, and we've almost lost that fun factor of the bronze and silver stuff, which I hope someday we can get back. Only thing left to do then for FIFA 10 is to show you some of the actual cards from the game and what sort of stats and stuff they had. Now, I do apologise that yesterday's FIFA 09 cards, I'm pretty sure had a FIFA 10 database on them, so I do apologise for that, but you would have just got a sneak peek at what the FIFA 10 players look like just with FIFA 09 card design. So I showed you the card design for that. I'll show you the FIFA 10 card design today with some of the stats that I'm pretty sure is from the correct database. So the likes of Messi, Ronaldo, you know, we've got Ibra, Henry, all of those good players from back in the day. How good did they look? And especially FIFA 10 Torres, 92 Torres. How good does he look on FUT 10? That's crazy. But we're done with FUT 10 now. Let's move on to my first ever FUT that I ever played. FIFA 11 Ultimate Team. So, FIFA 11 Ultimate Team was my first experience of the game mode. I remember I joined around 3/4 of the way through the cycle after finding and following a Road to Glory style series on YouTube. And I was just a casual FIFA player back then, you know, someone that would just play my mates in a room, you know, kickoff style, or I would start like a rich man's career mode where I could have all the best players in the world playing for my team as like Real Madrid or Man United, whoever had the most budget, or in essence, me to have the ultimate team. So obviously, naturally, this new game mode intrigued me, and I soon wondered why it took me so long to actually start up. You know, this is the third cycle of FUT. Overall, there were a couple of significant changes to FUT 11 from the previous versions of Ultimate Team. Users could now actually play a friend online as well, that was a pretty big thing. Gone are the days of having your mates round and, you know, rotating teams and stuff like that just within the kickoff mode. It was now about creating your ultimate team, each and every one of your mates creating your ultimate team and then taking them online and beating them there instead. And apparently this was the #1 requested feature from the community after FIFA 09 and FIFA 10. Next up, another big change was that EA provided a web app, actually, for users to be able to manage their Ultimate Team on the go. So this was the start of what we now know as the web app on the internet rather than on console. You could build a new team on the web app. You know, you actually had full access to your team management, to the transfer market, the live auction, all of that sort of stuff. Although I'm pretty sure, and someone's going to have to remind me in the comment section, I'm pretty sure bid tokens were a thing back in the day, where if you're a new guy, you obviously wouldn't remember them, but you actually had to spend your coins on tokens to be able to actually bid on players on the web app. So, you know, nowadays where we have like these crazy bidding wars, well, they wouldn't happen quite so much in the day because someone might automatically just run out of bid tokens or didn't want to spend so much on bid tokens because then the overall cost of the player was more. So people were a little bit more sort of the bidding wars were a little bit more well thought out on the game than they are nowadays, where everyone can just sort of rise by 100 coins, rise by 1,000 coins each time, you know. Bids would be significantly different to how they are nowadays. Now, the other big change to FIFA 11 Ultimate Team was the addition of different card design for specifically boosted informs. So, obviously, we're familiar with informs nowadays, but imagine the hype back in the day of being able to get that black and gold card on your FIFA Ultimate Team account. I knew as soon as I saw them that I needed them in my team and not just the gold cards. And yeah, I wanted as many of them as possible. And you'll see my team throughout this video. I had quite a few black and gold players. I built like a Brazil team, and yeah, I had some pretty cool Brazilians on the game. When it comes to packs on FIFA 11 were similar to FIFA 10, and from like a personal point of view, even though this is my first FUT and I was a very casual player and all of this sort of stuff, you know, this wasn't a job for me, this was just a hobby, I was happy to spend a few quid to open a couple of packs in order to boost and improve my team, you know, rather than grind it out. So that's where the addiction started, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I was spending a little bit of money back in FIFA 11. What about you guys? Let me know in the comment section below. So finally, to wrap up FIFA 11, I wanted to show you what my team looked like. I can finally actually start showing you clips from my videos because this is where it all started for me. And then I can show you some of the better cards on the game, just like I've done in the previous videos. So I think in one of my first packs that I actually paid £1 for or whatever, I actually got like an 86 rated Xavi. Now, that was amazing. I wanted him in my team forever. And then I think I eventually sold him because that would free up coins for me to get different players in my ultimate team. I've sort of started to figure out how it worked. But I built a Brazil team, and as you can see, chemistry was not something I necessarily thought about way too much. I had 99 chem overall, which to me was like, yeah, that's fine. But you can see the chem individually on the players that I'm using, and they weren't quite up to scratch. So I had this 3 at the back formation because there were so many attacking players that I wanted to use on the game. And I had like... who was that in goal? Who's the Brazilian goalie? I've literally forgotten his name, but I'm sure you guys can remember. I actually can't remember the Inter goal. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. But I had Thiago Silva, I had Lucio, and I had Maicon, who was out of position, but he did well at centre-back anyway. And then I had like my first inform, like Dani Alves at right mid, even though he's a right-back, because you know he's got stats for days. I had Kaká in midfield, which was amazing. An inform version of Hernandez. Can anyone remember how good his long shots were? And then 86 rated inform Nene, and then a front 3 of Robinho, a Ronaldinho special inform, and an inform Pato as well. That was a 5-star galore. I don't even know if I knew skill moves back in the day, but I certainly wanted to use them, and I put myself to the test and built this Brazilian team. So yeah, that was my initial start on FIFA Ultimate Team, was FIFA 11. So today, guys, we've taken a little look at FIFA 10, which was before my time, and then FIFA 11, as I just said, was my first FIFA. Lots of big changes from the first ever version of FUT 09, like the previous video was about. We're really starting to get into this now. I believe FIFA 11 was free to play rather than FIFA 10's pay to play, and this would really start to boost the numbers of people actually online playing this game mode. And then next up, we've got FIFA 12, FIFA 13 in the next video, and things are going to start to get colourful. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed, hit me that thumbs up, that'd be amazing. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.